You may be the smartest person on your block. You may have the best marks in the history of your program. You may have written some of the most robust code ever, speak and write 10 languages fluently, or be scarily bright in math, physics, or engineering. But we have just one question for you. Can you keep a secret? We are the Communications Security Establishment Canada. We're serious, really serious about our mission. We provide the Government of Canada with foreign signals intelligence and protect information of national interest through leading-edge technology. We do all this while facing the increasingly complex threat of cyber terrorism. You see, that motherlode of information we've talked about has enormous strategic and economic value to Canada. As you can imagine, it is highly prized by those who would create chaos and threaten our safety and security. How we protect it is top secret. And as a member of our team, you become a guardian of Canada's information. That's where keeping a secret comes in. Here's how we work. We focus on two key lines of business: the collection of foreign signals intelligence and the protection of the Government of Canada's electronic information and communications assets. Our vision: to safeguard Canada's security through information superiority. How do we do that? By harnessing the very best in technology, collaborating with the very best international partners, and by hiring the very best in people power to come and work for us. And if you want work that has meaning, profound meaning, that will help protect Canadian assets, foil the plots of terrorists, support the efforts of our military, security, and intelligence agencies and worldwide partners, and if you want your work to save lives in Canada and around the world, then the Communications Security Establishment Canada has what you're looking for. So, if you can keep a secret, let's talk.
What would you say to the people who use the argument, I have nothing to hide, why should I worry?
It's not about what you may have to hide or not hide. It's really about you getting to decide what information the government has about you. It's about control of information and being able to maintain your privacy, your anonymity, and your ability to express yourself freely without a concern about who's watching what you're doing and what you're saying. My name is Caily DiPuma. I am a staff lawyer here at the BC CLA, which means that I act as counsel to the association, and I work with a number of other pro bono lawyers to represent the association in courts across the country.
Recently, you guys have filed a lawsuit against the Canadian government in regards to their spying programs. Can you tell us a little bit about what this lawsuit entails?
So our claim relates to two aspects of the Communications Security Establishment Canada, or CSEC's, operations. So first, we say that CSEC is collecting Canadians' emails and phone conversations and text messages when they're communicating with someone outside of Canada. And all they need to do that is an authorization from the Minister of National Defence. So we say that that aspect of their operations is unconstitutional because it constitutes unreasonable search and seizure and is contrary to free expression. We also claim that CSEC is gathering Canadians' metadata, and that's information that's automatically produced each and every time a Canadian uses a cellular phone or accesses the internet. And that information we say is private, and again, its collection without any sort of oversight is unconstitutional.
What are the parallels or the similarities or the connections to the NSA in the United States recently with the what Snowden has revealed? Is it similar, what's going on here in Canada, to what we've recently seen that's just been revealed in the U.S.?
We believe it is similar. We know that CSEC works quite closely with the NSA in the United States. They're part of a Five Eyes community, which basically includes the UK, New Zealand, Australia, the US, and Canada. It's an intelligence gathering community that started in the Cold War. They've been working together since that time, and we certainly work very closely with the United States. We do know that in the US, though, there are certain requirements for the NSA to do what they're doing, including a secret court where judges actually issue warrants for the collection of the type of information that we're saying that CSEC collects now without any judicial involvement at all. So in some ways the situation here could be considered worse than it is in the US.
Why should people be concerned with their privacy?
Well, this case isn't about what the average Canadian may be hiding from the government. It's about what the government is hiding from us. It's really about this widespread type of surveillance without any kind of oversight, and that should be concerning of Canadians. We hold our government up to not only protect our national security, but to protect our rights, and that includes our right to privacy and our right to free expression. And those two concepts are really linked. And we say that in order to have a properly functioning democracy, we need to have both of those things respected.
What level do you think how transparent should the program be? Because obviously they're going to say, you know, for security reasons, we can't tell you anything. Where do they draw the line and what they can tell the Canadian people about what they're doing?
Well, right now they're not drawing a line at all. They're saying you can't know anything, and they're saying that to Parliament, and they're saying that to Canadians. We say that clearly there's aspects of a spy's operations that need to be kept secret. It's what they do. They're spies. But that there's things that they can tell the Canadian people. For example, we don't even know how many Canadians may have been affected by these activities. We don't know how many private communications are being intercepted on an annual basis. None of these kinds of statistical analysis would be threatening to national security, but what it would do is give Canadians a sense of what CSEC is doing, how invasive they're doing, and to make sure that really they're staying within the confines of the law and they're not kind of running around out of control, surveying Canadians illegally. Well, we know that the government's taking CSEC's operations very seriously. They're investing $1.2 billion in this new headquarters for CSEC. It's 72,000 square feet. It's slated to be the most expensive government-built complex in history. And it has a bridge that connects it physically to CSIS, which is another surveillance organization that's actually tasked with domestic surveillance. So CSEC technically is tasked with foreign signals intelligence, even though we say what they do is more becoming more domestic over time. We know now that these two organizations are working quite closely together, and that's obviously of great concern because there's more restrictions on what CSIS can do than what CSEC can do.
Could this system be abused to basically spy on activists, journalists, people who are trying to speak out about the Canadian government? Is there a concern for journalists, activists, whistleblowers about being spied on here?
It's certainly a possibility, and really when we talk about free expression, that's one of the concerns. Having some level of privacy, anonymity to express your political opinions, your beliefs is really necessary to a properly functioning democracy. And certainly the kind of information that they're collecting, this metadata information that they're collecting over time, when it's all put together and aggregated, can tell the government a lot about your political beliefs, your religious affiliations, you know, and your activist positions on a whole number of issues, and that really shifts the balance between citizens and the government in a way that we say is undesirable and unconstitutional. I hope that Canadians across the country are really trying to engage in a conversation with their loved ones, with their relatives, with people on the street about why they're concerned about privacy, why privacy matters, why free expression matters. Those are really the conversations that need to happen, and I think that's going to be what makes the difference here.